Hi friends, today I'm going to teach you a fun hand clapping game. Here's what you need to know. There are these two little towns. The first town is called Wibbleton. Say Wibbleton. The second town is called Wobbleton. Why don't you say that? So what's this one? Wibbleton. What's this one? Wobbleton. If you're in Wibbleton and you want to go to Wobbleton, it's 15 miles away. That's the distance. But if you're in Wobbleton and you want to go to Wibbleton, how far do you think that is? It's also 15 miles away. Well, let's get started learning this fun poem and game. Listen to it as I say it, and be ready to tell me which two phrases are the same. See, there are 4 phrases. 2 of them are the same. Here's how it goes. From Wibbleton to Wobbleton is 15 miles. From Wobbleton to Wibbleton is 15 miles. From Wibbleton to Wobbleton, from Wobbleton to Wibbleton, from Wibbleton to Wobbleton is 15 miles. So, which 2 phrases were the same? Right, it is the first and the last phrase. So if we were to identify the form of this poem, what would that be? It would be A, B, C, A, because the first and the last phrases are identical. Now it's time to start practicing this tricky poem. Let's do one phrase at a time. I'll say it first, and then you say it with me the second time. Here I go. From Wibbleton to Wobbleton is 15 miles. Let's try it. From Wibbleton to Wobbleton is 15 miles. Next phrase is the exact opposite. Listen first. From Wobbleton to Wibbleton is 15 miles. Here we go. From Wobbleton to Wibbleton is 15 miles. Now the third phrase. This is the hardest one. It's everything we've done so far. Let's do it a couple times. From Wibbleton to Wobbleton, from Wobbleton to Wibbleton. Try that. From Wibbleton to Wobbleton, from Wobbleton to Wibbleton. One more time. Here we go. From Wibbleton to Wobbleton, from Wobbleton to Wibbleton. And of course, the last phrase is the same as the first. Try it with me. Here we go. From Wibbleton to Wobbleton is 15 miles. Let's go ahead and try the whole thing together. Say it with me. Here we go. From Wibbleton to Wobbleton is 15 miles. From Wobbleton to Wibbleton is 15 miles. From Wibbleton to Wobbleton, from Wobbleton to Wibbleton, from Wibbleton to Wobbleton is 15 miles. Well, I told you this was a tricky one. Let's try the whole thing, only this time, show me the palms of your hands. This is Wibbleton. So if I say Wibbleton, we're going to show our palms of our hands like this. If I say, show me Wobbleton, that's the back of your hands. So show me Wibbleton. Show me Wobbleton. Wobbleton. Wibbleton. Let's try the whole poem now. Ready? Here we go. From Wibbleton to Wobbleton is 15 miles. From Wobbleton to Wibbleton is 15 miles. From Wibbleton to Wobbleton, from Wobbleton to Wibbleton, from Wibbleton to Wobbleton is 15 miles. The trickiest phrase is the third phrase. Watch. From Wibbleton to Wobbleton, from Wobbleton to Wibbleton. Try just that third phrase with me. Ready? From Wibbleton to Wobbleton, from Wobbleton to Wibbleton. This time, show me Wibbleton, show me Wobbleton, and 15 miles. 3 claps. Isn't that 5 miles per clap? Anyway, let's try the whole thing. Ready? Go. From Wibbleton to Wobbleton is 15 miles. From Wobbleton to Wibbleton is 15 miles. From Wibbleton to Wobbleton, from Wobbleton to Wibbleton, from Wibbleton to Wobbleton is 15 miles. One more time. Now this might take lots and lots of practice. For a lot of students it does. For me it took a lot of practice. But make sure as you're practicing that you're putting energy into it. Make sure when you're saying it, you're clearly enunciating your Wibbleton and your Wobbleton. Not just from Wibbleton to Wobbleton. Make sure your Wibbletons sound different than your Wobbletons. Also, make sure you're putting some energy into your hands. If you're just kind of halfway moving and not putting a lot of energy into it, you're not going to learn it. You're not going to drill that into your muscle memory. So let's try one more time together. Lots of energy. 1, 2, here we go. From Wibbleton to Wobbleton is 15 miles. From Wobbleton to Wibbleton is 15 miles. From Wibbleton to Wobbleton, from Wobbleton to Wibbleton, from Wibbleton to Wobbleton is 15 miles. You starting to get it? Now, is there someone at home who you can teach this to as a hand clapping game? Here's what it's going to look like. From Wibbleton to Wobbleton is 15 miles. From Wobbleton to Wibbleton is 15 miles. From Wibbleton to Wobbleton, from Wobbleton to Wibbleton, from Wibbleton to Wobbleton is 15 miles. Nice job. Well, there you have it. A fun poem that you can practice at home as a hand clapping game. If there's no one at home right now who can practice that with you, be your own partner. Look in the mirror. From Wibbleton to Wobbleton, or from Wibbleton to Wobbleton. No matter how you do it, I want you to try to get good at it, because on a future video, guess what? We're going to have more to do with this poem. We're going to try some variations and extensions. Until next time, happy practicing.